Okay, now we're live, I think. Hi, guys. Welcome back again. I told you guys we're having a section with a teacher in the UK, that's in the United Kingdom. So she's going to tell us, she's going to share her experience with us and tell us a little bit about the step-by-step process on how she became a teacher in the UK. Dara, could you please introduce yourself to our guests?
Okay. My name is Dara, and I'm a teaching assistant in Wales. And but I've been teacher. I had my degree in Nigeria in education, and I was a teacher in Nigeria before I moved to Wales. So
Thank you.
it has been it has been a
Okay,
bit
so
difficult getting my yeah being a teacher here. So I had to use other routes. But for now, I'm a teaching assistant.
okay, thank you so much. So from what I read on the government website, there is teaching training, that is the teaching training is different for Scotland and Wales and Northern Ireland. So England, Wales, Scotland and Northern Ireland, they have different website for their teaching training, which I'm going to put on the description of this video. Sorry if you're seeing my face for the first time. My name is Nurse Rachel. So if you're watching from other platforms, please don't forget to share this video to your friends and loved ones. Someone next to you may benefit from this information. So there are I just want you to share experience with us on how you've been going with your process in the UK. That's your experience. Just share a little bit about your experience on becoming a teacher in the UK, because I know a lot of people don't know that it's possible for, let me not just say black people, immigrants, to become teachers in the UK. Yeah, because most people will just move in and they feel it's just care work, maybe tech and other professionals. So I just want you to share your experience with us, how far you've gone with your teaching, what it looks like being a black teacher in the UK. How easy or difficult was it for you? Just share experience generally. So maybe someone listening to you now or in future would definitely benefit from this information, and they will know that yes, it's possible for people like us to like work in this type of community. Thank you so much.
Yeah. Like I said, it was a bit tricky getting back into my profession when I came to UK because first UK is very big on experiences, especially UK experience. So I didn't have that, and then um the registration, getting your QTS, that's a qualified teacher status, is tricky. There are two pathways: either the assessment pathway where you pay and then take an exam which you pass, and then there's the other pathway where you study for some months or years and then you get that. That's your QTS. So for me, well I when I left Nigeria and then I moved, I was in the Ukraine. Then after the war I now moved to the UK. So
Okay.
I back to work. It was difficult. I didn't want to. I know our country people, Nigerians, when they come, they normally do the go straight into support and care. But I did want to try an alternative and see if it worked for me. And so I tried applying to schools directly, and they all required. I did the experience. I need the experience. So I decided to use another means, which is working for an agency, and the agency is just it's just like an independent way, like it's like a self-employment kind of thing
Yes, because
where
with
they
agencies you get to choose your shift, and all that.
yeah yes, you choose where you want to work. They just give you job opportunities, things um maybe schools available placements. You might accept, you may not accept. You can accept long time, you can accept just daily or weekly, anything. So it's all based on you and that kind of a thing. So when they, one thing with the agency is so long as you meet all the requirements and everything, registration, they will not really ask you for experience. So they'll just keep posting you different places, nursery, primary, secondary, anywhere you fit in comfortably, you resume. So with that, I started accepting jobs with an agency. I registered in two agencies, so you must register with one. You can register as many as you want. So I registered with the other two, and then I started getting placements. And from there, I started building my
Could you please
experience.
speak up? I think
So
I can't hear you very well now.
okay, I said with the agency, I started building my experiences for months, like getting classroom placements, getting stuffs, and then before you know it, I was able to get the required minimum amount of experience, and then I applied to a mainstream school, and then I got accepted. But then with me, one of the school I applied for was one of the places I've worked as an agency worker, so they didn't really. They were like, "Oh, you were good,"
They
so
didn't
they kept
really
asking for me. I
require
worked
a
there.
lot of requirements from
I worked
you.
there for like yeah, I worked for 5 weeks before
Okay.
I now applied, and they just took me straight on because they already know I'm good at the job, and then they didn't really need the experience thing for me. So,
So I
but
heard you say something about agency. So there are agencies that could actually employ teachers in the UK.
oh yeah, there are quite a lot of them. Some are strictly education agencies. Then some are like broad agencies. They can employ people in their support, in administrative roles and education, so many things. So, but the two I took, one was strictly education, then the other one was broad. So they were doing stuff, but the people I came to work with was the broad ones because they were a bit flexible to my needs.
Okay.
So, but the registration process is a bit hectic here because it's teaching and they are working with children, so they are strict. I had to do police checks both in Ukraine and in Nigeria. Then I had to do something called a DBS check. There's a disclosure and barring service to make sure that I had no criminal record, I had no safeguarding issues or any kind of crime,
Yeah,
both
because
in
you're
Ukraine.
going to deal with children.
Yes, yes,
Okay.
children able people, yeah. So then I also had to register with the Education Welfare Council, EWC.
Okay.
So those are things like they need to see, that's what they need to see you have qualifications. Example, you have an education degree like I had in Nigeria, and then
Okay.
you have been teaching. They check, they do their own checks and balances before they approve and register you under their council. It's
Okay.
like a teaching, just the education council. So they're going
Okay.
to do their stuff, make sure that your degree and everything is authentic before they
Okay.
will register you under them.
That is
Then they did
something like some form of evaluation.
yes for teachers, yeah, for
Okay.
education. So then after that, they're going to also do the DBS check and for UK, then do the police check for all the countries or all the places you've ever lived in.
You've lived
So
in.
mine was Nigeria, Ukraine, UK. So I had to get police checks for all of them.
Okay.
Then they are they do some courses like classroom management for someone who has already did a degree. So I already know about classroom management. So but I still did the supplementary course. Then I also did some safeguarding course
Okay.
for it's just
For
like how to
children.
keep children safe. Yes, how to keep children
Okay.
safe. How to handle when a child comes to you with any case of abuse or anything, how to handle it and stuff like that. So then other courses too. Those ones are not really necessary like that. You can do
Mm-hmm.
them at your own convenience. But these are the tools that you have to do before you start.
Okay.
So um, then I did those ones. As I was doing them, I was also going to schools and getting my placements and getting my
The
experiences.
experience.
So
Yeah.
when I did that, when I eventually before I applied for that for the mainstream school, I already okay, like I told you, I was already with the school. So when I
Okay.
knew that they had vacancy, I just so they didn't disturb me much. They already know me, so that was a way. That was an easy way for me to enter into teaching without much
Okay.
hassle. But for someone coming like I know,
An international
we
applicant.
tend to yeah, for international applicants, I think you need your QTS, but I don't
Okay.
know how you
Yeah.
will. do
The
that.
QTS is one of
Maybe
the major
government.
requirements, yeah, because it's on the government website. I
Yeah.
read there that it's one of the, apart from the degree result, you also need your QTS.
Yes, you need your QTS. Though I don't know if anybody community cheating will actually need a education degree. Maybe so,
Okay.
but you have to still have a bachelor's degree. But I don't know if education is requirement. But I know to later with the EWC, they need to know that you have some sort of educational either
What did you call it
certification
again?
from
LWC?
EWC. But this for Wales. I'm talking because of for Wales. EWC means
Yeah.
Education Wales Council. I don't know for
Okay.
England if they have,
Okay.
they should have something like their own part.
Yeah,
But
here
you
it
have to for you
says
to register.
they have different requirements for each of those places, Scotland, Wales, and Northern
Yeah,
Ireland. So I'll just put those details on the comment section, or sorry, on the description of this live section. So people that are going to watch this video in future, they can be able to, take advantage of those resources. So you can just go ahead.
yeah. So for the EWC, they will require to see they want to see that you have a certificate. Whether you did a certification or a degree or something in education, but you have to get something. You have to really prove something. So I don't know if someone that does study any other course in Nigerian university can go into teaching. I'm not sure about that, but especially teaching assistant actually, the teaching assistant stuff. But for someone with education, so it was quite easy for me to just register, give my degree. They just need to know is it to make sure that it's authentic and no forgery and anything like that. So I was able. That was how I was able to get into mine. So it wasn't hassle. My major obstacle was just getting experience, UK experience, which I did through the agency pathway, and which I
Okay. Okay. It
recommend
was
for
it was
everybody.
quite easier for you because you went through an agency. Is that what you're trying to tell us now?
Yes,
Okay, so are there
yes, I went
specific
through an agency.
requirements you used for for this your process? Are there specific documents and all that you
Oh yeah,
used for your own
I did.
process?
Right, I did just yeah. I did the police check. I did the DBS. I also did them. I also submitted birth certificates.
Okay.
I also submitted proof of work and like proof of right to work. Also submitted statements of accounts to
Okay.
make sure you live in the UK, and submitted like quite a lot of things. Oh, my degree,
Yeah.
certificates, all those things. Both secondary school and university. Then I submitted. I think I submitted passport, my passport, but then I submitted the I think marriage certificate, but I don't know the purpose for it. But to register with an
Your
agency,
what?
so they
Your
did
what?
marriage certificates, yeah.
Okay.
But I don't know the reason for that, but I think they just wanted to do a comprehensive check because it's a
Yeah,
sensitive
some
position.
form
Like
of
teaching is,
security check too.
yeah. So they just made sure and then made sure my details are ranking. But the most important thing you're going to do before you register to be a teacher or work with any vulnerable person in UK, you must make sure, especially children, you must make sure you don't have any safeguarding issue. Like if you've ever had anything with a social worker or like anything that has to do with children, their safety or something. If you ever had an issue, then they will not really they try
Yeah,
to
you
frown on
shouldn't
it,
really
so
be
they will not really
qualified for the position,
they
yeah.
won't yeah, they won't. Then
Where
another
where
thing is
did
your
you
criminal
get
record.
okay, okay. You
Yeah,
were
there's
saying
a criminal
something.
record. Yeah, another thing is a criminal record, but any country you've ever lived in. So if you've ever had any kind of criminal record or spent any time, I don't think it's busy. But that's no problem for most of our Nigerians. It's just getting into the stuff. So that's it.
So where did you get some of those certifications you got for this role? The
Oh, okay.
certifications.
Well,
Are there specific websites? So maybe you can just tell us, and I'll put the
oh yeah,
details
yeah.
on.
To be a teaching assistant, yeah. Okay, yeah. For someone who has a degree, bachelor's degree, and they want to be a teaching assistant, you can actually go to any community college near you, or all these private colleges, and just enroll into a teaching assistant course. I thought there's level one, level two, level three. Um, you For someone in level one is like the introductory part. With level one, you can work in some schools. Like okay, you can work in a primary or secondary. But with level two, you can work with them. You can work in any special needs school because they require more. Then with level three, you can assume the role of a teacher, like a teacher when the teacher is not around. Like based on you can help plan lessons, do lesson
Okay.
planning, and administer, stuff like that. Which level three. So which for me now, I'm in level two,
Oh, good.
but I don't want to do level three. I just want to switch over to teaching. Just get my teaching because with my QTS, just do my QTS. I just want to work, get more experience, then do my QTS because it will be easier for me. The more I work, the lower I will have to study. I said maybe I'll just do
Okay.
10 months, my QTS, and just go straight into teaching.
Okay.
That's from yeah, because teaching pays higher. Like it pays quite a lot
No, we've not
more
gotten
than
to
yeah.
that part. Don't even tell us now. So we're just going to discuss that towards the end of this live section. So I also want to know if there are any specific requirement for teachers that planning to go into the nursery, primary, and secondary. Are there specific requirement for each of them, or you can just become a teacher for the nursery, primary, and secondary?
Mm, no, nursery is different because nursery is like play group, play worker.
Yeah.
They call them play work. Yeah, because you tend to teach through play. They're
Yeah.
mostly playing, so that they are safe and keep the environment clean and put away hazards. That's mostly nursery. So it's a bit different being a play worker. But then it's primary and secondary school, there's not much difference. There's not
Okay.
much difference. Yeah, it's just helping to teach and putting in place the resources needed for the classroom, helping the students with their works and everything. Oh, okay. And teaching assistants, there's one called them learner support worker.
Okay.
These are this is when you're working with a special needs or additional learning needs people or
Okay.
students. Someone maybe learning disability. So with that one, they call like one-on-one support. Like you help
Okay.
the teach with the students, and while others may be learning independently, you just help and uh, help the person, the students with their lessons. So that's
Okay.
one-on-one support. While that's kind of deals with the general classroom, like attends to everybody and make sure everything is in place. But learner
Okay.
support worker tends to do one-on-one with the special needs students. So I also do that one. And
Okay.
like my main role now, the one I'm going to, like my mainstream role now, is it has more to do with learner support,
Okay.
but I
That's
still have to do it.
one-on-one teaching.
Yeah, I do. It's a combination of both. I do for the
Okay.
major for the classroom. Well, there's sometimes I'll have to sit with a specific kid and help with their lessons. So it's like
Okay.
a
I think that's
combination
why
of both.
the safeguarding course is very important, since you're
It's
going
very
to
important,
at
yeah,
some
because
point have a one-on-one
yes,
contact with the pupil or student.
yeah, yeah, because children come in a broad range of characters and behavior and stuffs. So you're going to when in the classroom you're going to meet people with autism. You're going to meet people with uh ADHD, different and learning stuff.
Attention deficit
So
disorder,
it's
yeah.
important. Yes, so it's important for you to know how to connect with them and make sure that they get the best out of their especially they don't get left behind. Why the other students are not learning because some kids like that tends to get left behind because others should just be catching up by, but then they have a bit of challenge. So you as the support worker, learner support worker, will just help boost
Yeah.
them up. So that's the major role of it. And support them and assistant too help they like we just do general classroom duties, but all these things help with being a teacher because most people start from teaching assistants. People who cannot afford college experience. I mean, UK people who cannot really afford college can just tend to go through teaching assistants, get the experience, get everything they need, and then get into the teaching stuff. But although
Okay.
with teaching, the government tends to support. You get your student loan and pay back after you done, when you're done, and you don't, there's no timeline in payment. You can just pay back as anytime you get it. Like just bring it back monthly, and spread that as long as you want. So with the student loan. So anybody that wants to do it, I think is not too bad. Because that people don't know about going into teaching and stuff and classroom in UK.
Yeah, that's
That's
what
why.
it was the major, because I got like I think I've got three people, one on my email and two here on this platform. They were asking on how to, if I've got any information regarding becoming a teacher in the UK. I didn't really have that information, and I don't just want to come and read from the website to people. So it's better I bring up someone that is already in the field. At least to an extent they would know that yes, it's possible for a black person to become a teacher here, because most people are just going for healthcare assistant roles, tech and all that. Anyone they can just get immediately they move to a new country. So, like, if they can be able to take advantage of this information and know that yes, it's possible for you to at least become a teacher in this country, it will help them to at least do more research on how to become a teacher in some of these countries, so they can be able to have a specific pathway for themselves. So do you think there is also
Yeah,
a specific, what you want to say something?
yeah. No, I think the reason why people normally just go to support because I don't know, I've not been there, but then I think it doesn't require much to go
Yeah,
into,
much experience. Yeah.
and then you just maybe it pays a lot. With cheating, uh we go to work by 8:30, then dismiss by 3:30, or
No.
but then before you go, depending on where or on your commute or something, you might be here by 4 o'clock, then come back. But we suppose just go to work 12 hours straight and then pack the shifts and then come back. But with education, you don't pack shifts or stuff like that. You work Monday to Friday, 8:30 to 3. And there's not like my colleague did not come, so let me add additional Saturday and Sunday into it.
Mm-hmm.
So maybe that convenience or that kind of a thing, and then it's just strictly 8 hours, school hours. Sometimes it's not even up to when they deduct your break. But then one thing about education is at least it gives you time.
Yeah.
You understand? Like you go to school, come back by 3, 4, and when you come back, you have enough time to recharge, and then the next day again you continue, and then your weekends are free, Saturday and Sunday, you are good to go, and then you still have 6 weeks summer holiday, and we still have half terms every Friday,
Yeah.
every shift
So
after.
that means you're also going to stay at home during the holidays too.
Yes, days, and even if you have Christmas break, you have spring break, you have to have breaks like half time. When after every almost every 6 weeks, you just have some breaks. Then plus the public holiday, it at least it gives you kind of some time. I recommend this kind of thing because at least for one parent, if in a two-income household, at least one person should have the opportunity to go into this kind of thing. Not everybody will just be packing stuff because you will. I thought sometimes it leads to burnout. That's why you have heard this kind of stories that Nigerians are burning out or under
Yeah.
stress. I understand. I know the pressure of having to pay off.
Yeah, the stress is too much. You want to work and work and work and work.
But then, where one person can just like take out the time to just go into this teaching stuff, it has a lot of benefit. Like, and there's room for growth. Like, you can
Career
always
growth.
decide. Yeah, you can always be into, get your more certifications and enter into teaching, as in entered into mainstream teaching like with your QTS, or and then you can also decide to be a head teacher, assistant head teacher, deputy head teacher and stuff, and keep growing and growing and growing. Even for a retirement plan, you can always open a daycare with your qualifications,
Wow.
and just be
Just like
just open
are
a
you
day
talking about a play group or like a nursery?
a play group, a nursery, a daycare, anything you can afford.
Okay,
So
if you
long
have a
as you have
QTS,
all
you
these,
can be able to do that.
you don't even need a QTS for that. But I'm just saying, like for a retirement plan, people
Okay.
who after working in the school system retire, you don't have to just retire like that and just for the house. You can just open a business, which is a play group or a nursery or something like that, and then you will not have to be, you won't be working, just employ people and then you'll be working. So if you actually think about long term, being
Yeah.
a teacher is thinking about
It's
long term
very, yeah, it's
because you may not
beneficial.
there's room for growth, there's room for expansion, there's just room for so many things you can do, think of, just like just like okay, I don't know about care. People say that you can use for care to enter in the nursing pathway or something. I don't know, but with teachers, you can actually grow, and
Okay.
I don't think it's actually the education. With teaching assistants, you don't really have to do education, but you have to be a degree holder, and that's it. And before
Okay.
you
A
keep
degree in
climbing, you don't
education.
a degree. You don't. I don't think it's really strictly a requirement. But for me, it made mine easy
Yeah.
because when I have a degree, oh, you see, she's a teacher already. She has a degree, so it makes things me a bit. But I don't think it might be a requirement. I don't think
No, it is
because we teach.
because from the website here, it says that you need a degree. So it's one of the requirements. You need the following equivalent: a degree was the one of the requirement they mentioned: a grade
Yeah,
4C or above in English and maths, a grade 4C or above in GC science.
a,
If
a
if you
degree is
want to
required, but
teach
I don't
primary.
education. I don't. I meant
Okay,
a
okay,
degree
yeah,
in
they did
education.
specify if it was for education or any other profession.
It,
They didn't really
yeah,
specify.
just have, that's, that's all. I think. But for me, with education, it made it easier. But I think anybody with any maybe accountancy or any other course, degree, I think you can at least teaching assistant part way, and then use that one to jump up. I feel like so. I think.
Okay, so I was also about asking how to get this classroom experience. Like, is there a specific way to get this experience? I remember you said something, but you really need to throw more light on it so people would also get to understand more on how to get their experience in the UK before they start their application.
Oh yeah, if you are in but UK and Nigeria anyway. But if you're already a teacher in Nigeria, if you have a 2 years experience like teaching in Nigeria, it helps. But they still need you to do the UK experience. Like some require like, do you have any UK experience? Even if it's 6 months. So UK experience is yeah. But then how you can do it is like I said with the agency. I used agency. Agency is not very strict. Some agencies will actually tell you that they will train you by
Yeah,
sending you to different schools. Yeah, and as they're sending you to different schools, you are of course you're going to make some mistakes on the way, but
yeah,
then you keep learning, and at least it gives you room to choose your lesson, choose your placements, choose your time, choose the things you want to do. So any place, any school you go and it doesn't work out for you, you can always choose another. So that's what agency helps you to do because yeah, schools they require experience. So just use an agency. There are so many agencies. There are a lot of them. Maybe you can just write them down later. But
yeah. Maybe
they
you can just give me that information and I'll put it on the comment section for the people that would need this information.
yeah. Although it depends on your area. Some agencies have they have their catchment area places that they work with. So like some agencies like the ones I have in Wales. I don't know. Yeah, they work with some. They have placements in places like England, like in Chester, in England, or something. But I don't know if they reach as far as that. So it depends on your area. So and the places that the agency is close to you. But you can just when you just browse education agencies in your area, at least you see some at least 4 or 5 of
Okay.
it. So
So now we're
I
going to talk about
educate.
the the salary and career. Okay, you've talked about career
Oh
progression already. So just give us a range of what it looks like.
yeah, teachers. Depending on your level, but entry level as a newly qualified teacher start from like 30,000 per year.
Per year.
Then
Wow.
as you're growing, you keep going jumping to
That's a lot.
35, 40. Yeah, just entry level, and you keep jumping and jumping, and you can reach as high as 46 for just a for just a teacher. Then when you now become an assistant head teacher or a deputy head teacher or head teacher, or other administrative roles, you start mentioning like 50 upwards and 60. So it's quite much. And then, but if it's an agency, as an agency, you can always get like when you're working for an agency, they call you like a supply teacher, like you're on supply basis. When school
Okay.
need for the agency, an agency will just call you up and you go. So that kind of thing, you can get you can get like 150, 158, 160 per day after
Okay.
just get 150, and then for a week now, you know how much it is for a week. So some teachers just tend to do supply basically, just they don't want to be affiliated with a school, just go on supply basis
How
because it
many
gives them
days
that
in a week do
freedom.
you work?
5 days. I work 5 days.
Okay, okay, okay.
I mean, like some teachers, some supply teachers just they just set to supply because they maybe they either they are close to retirement and they have grandchildren and they have days that they babysit their children, or they are something else that they are doing. So they ask them to be supply. With that supply, they just go on days that they want, and just pick their shift and stuff. And that's how they do it. So supply agency has their advantage and disadvantage. There's
Okay.
okay. Just know their flexibility. You're working at your own time, being self-employed, not answering to anybody. Then, but one of these advantages is the benefits which you accrue by working long term for a company. All those retirement or life insurance plans, or those kind of things. Although some agencies still do those ones, so but just tend to there's some disadvantage and advantage, but it's good for someone
Yeah.
for entry level and you want to get your experience. I recommend trying agencies because they're
Okay.
quite good. Yeah, and they
Okay. I'm going to put that information on the comment section. Honestly, thank you so much. So you're going to tell us about your experience generally.
hmm,
So,
yeah.
have you
So that,
gotten any form of why are you white? Why are you black?
ah, of course, children are naturally inquisitive. They
Mm-hmm.
are curious, and especially when they've not really there's not much black teachers and they've not really had the one-on-one interaction. No, they've been seeing black people, maybe on the streets or something, but maybe they've not had the opportunity to like interact with you, like blah blah. So when they see me, of course, they tend to talk about my hair. Your hair. Why is your hair curly? Why is your hair braided? Why is your hair like this? Why are you brown? Where are you from in Africa? I get lots of questions, which are normal. So I just tend to channel their curiosity learning into a sort of learning advantage. Like just whatever they're asking me, I'll just turn it into okay. I'm black because I was born here because look at there's a way, look at where I'm from. Just turn it into a teaching moment. That's how I deal with those stuff because they actually don't know what they are doing. They're just curious and that's it. So you don't feel some type of way because of that. I've gotten those ones loads, but my experiences has been good. Like mm, I like the job. I like the fact that my although my worst time is just get out of bed, but apart from the once I'm out of bed, I'm good. Just get up, go to work, come back, recharge, and then go back the next day and still have my weekends free. And no children are the same. Working with children are just they are stressful but they're fun. So
Yes.
they keep you on your toes, but no children are the same and you're just good. So my experience has been quite good. I recommend it for people who are not really desperate about, or pressured about packing the money and packing because you still have to, it's going to give you room to grow and looking at it long term, there's advantages.
Okay, thank you so much. So that's it for today. I'm just going to give you some time to run along because we've already exhausted the time you gave us. Um, thank you so much for joining and coming to share experience with us and tell us how you did your own process. Do you have any additional information you want to share before I go ahead and read out other information from the government website on how they can go about the application process?
Mm, not really. I think I've covered it.
Okay.
Except, okay, Alex, yeah, about uh, getting if just
I
use
think
an agency.
the
That's it.
network is bad. I can't really hear you well. Okay,
Oh,
I can hear you
yeah,
now.
I think I've I think we've covered everything. Just remember the key points. Use an agency. Get your DBS in check. Register with your educational council, and do your safeguarding courses and trainings, and make sure you don't have any issues. That's it mostly.
Okay, so let me just quickly read out this information from the government website before we end the section. So here, I'm also going to put the link on the description box for you to access this information anytime you want. So applying for teachers training or applying to become a teacher in the UK. So they said use this service to apply for a teacher training course to teach in a state primary or secondary school or further education. This service is for teachers training course in England. So you get to learn about teachers training in Scotland, teachers training in Wales, and teachers training in Northern Ireland. So you can start your application. So here it says you can start, but before you start this application, of course, you need to get to know the requirements you need for your application. So before you start, you need to find a course to apply for. Check if you're getting funding. Check if you need a visa. So for international applicants, of course, you would also need a visa if you're applying from outside the UK and Ireland. So when you get offered a place on a course, you would also need to confirm you have a health and physical capacity to start training. Get a DBS certificate. That's the security training she just told us about. Okay, so if you're teaching students under 18, yeah, you need to get a DBS, and also some of those courses you talked about that include safeguarding and other training relevant to teachers going to handle people under the age of 18. So you need to apply for a visa if you need one. That's for international applicants. Primary and secondary postgraduate teachers training qualification. You need the following equivalent qualifications. That's a degree. Yeah, that's one of the things. But they didn't mention if the degree is for education or any other profession. But she said she used a qualification, a degree in education for her own application because that's what worked for her. So it depends on the what you're applying for. So here they said grade 4C or above in English and maths, grade 4C or above in GCE science if you want to teach primary. So if you do not have a GCSE grade 4, you will need to show that you can meet an equivalent level. This training provider may ask you to take an equivalent test or show other evidence of your ability. So it can also include this QTS. So is it QTS or QST? Yes, QTS we're talking about. So what else? Further education postgraduate teachers training qualification. So just try as much as you can to do your research and know the document you'll be needing for your application. If you want more information regarding how to become a teacher in the UK, you can always go to the government website and read up other information. But I will also put the links to the agency she talked about and how you can read out about this training in Scotland, Wales, and Northern Ireland on the description box. Thank you so much, Dara, for joining today. I really appreciate you. I see your son is already sleeping. Yeah, you really try to, throw more light on how to become a teacher in the UK. I hope this information will get to the people that really needs it. Thank you so much for joining.
Thank you for the opportunity. And
All right. Have a good day, guys. Thank you for joining. Thank you for sharing. Please don't forget to always share these videos to the people that needs it. Have a good day, guys. Mwah. Bye now. Oh my